everybody, and welcome to day 4 of Vlogmas. Yesterday was the shelf tour, and today I'm going to show you all of the active WIPS that I have going, all the languishing stuff. This is everything I have going on right now, and there's a lot. So not as much as I've had in the past, but quite a bit. So we have a lot to talk about, so I'm just gonna jump right in. And I am just randomly picking stuff. I have so many project bags over here that I am just grabbing and going. So the first WIP that I have is in this, I love this bag. It is, I can't remember, I want to say like Bella Luna or something like that. It's a, I don't think that's right. Anyway, it's a handmade bag that I got from Around the Table Yarns in Cleveland. And it is clamshell. I really like it. And it's also some socks. It's a pair of socks that from yarn that I also got when I was in Cleveland. And this is the Everlasting Every Flavor Beans colorway from Query Fiber Arts. And it is self-striping yarn. And a couple of years ago, I had a challenge from a friend to knit on 9-inch circulars. I'm not like a huge 9-inch circular fan. And I have a feeling these will end up getting switched to magic loop eventually, because my hands just don't, the way I knit is just, it's hard to use these little tiny, teeny 9-inch circulars with my big old fingers. And the way that I knit, but I did have fun experimenting, trying something new out. It did make me wonder about the flexi flips. When I first started knitting socks, I used DPNs, so I thought maybe this might be a little bit faster than magic loop, but it's actually slower for me. So I think I'm going to stick with my tried and true magic loop method. But here is all that I have done so far. Just a few stripes. I got the ribbing finished. It looks like I did about 10 rows of ribbing. I'm not sure. I think I'm making shorty socks with this, because I'm not sure why I wouldn't do 20 rows. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, normally I do 20 rows of ribbing on my socks, but anyway, so those aren't very far. I'll probably actually end up frogging these, putting them on magic loop. And then I'll probably make a couple pairs of shorty socks out of them. And it should get me about 4 pairs of mismatched socks with some contrasting heels, because I really like the shorties now. I'm no longer really knitting the longer length socks. So there's that one. Let's see what we got in this little elephant bag from Freckled Whimsy. I don't think she really makes these so much anymore. This is another, if you watched the other day, I pulled a new whip jar whip. By the way, I'm not showing the whips I showed yesterday and the day before, because you guys have already seen that. But, so this is the Cell Block Shawlette. I believe this came out, and I don't remember, like, 2015. I think that was like year 3 of the Orange is the New Black craze. And it was supposed to be a mystery knit along for the release weekend. And this is how far I got. There's going to be a common theme. You guys are going to see a theme. This is the Lorna's Laces hand-dyed yarns, and this is the June 2015, the New Black colorway. And yeah, there's a lot of Bengals fans in my family, so I feel like this would make a good shawl for a Bengals fan. This is an interesting blend. It's 70% baby alpaca and 30% silk, so it's a very, very, very soft and fuzzy. And I'm excited to eventually knit that one up, because I think it'll be a very quick knit. It's just a one skein project. My next whip is, ooh, this one's a fun one. Speaking of Superfine Yarn Co. So I cast this on. My friend Kim had a cast on birthday party, not this year, the year before, and I cast on the Oracle Shawl by, and this is by, who is this by? Kristen LaRae, you know her. I can't remember her name, but she's a yarn dyer, and she's a famous knitting YouTuber. And this is what I have so far. I'm well into the Brioche section, and the colors are amazing. I love it. I wanted a bright poppy oracle shawl. It's one of the ones that I've been wanting to knit for a long time, and I am using Superfine Yarn Co. I've got, and I don't really remember these colorway names, but I have the tags, but I don't remember which is which. So these are my 3 colors. Oh my gosh, this color palette, guys, it's my favorite. And sorry, I'm going to be looking down a lot in this video in particular, so that I can dig things out. So one of the colors is Amorous maybe. One is Arabella, and one is Dreamboat. So I don't know which is which, but I also got these from Around the Table Yarns. Sarah is a local to me-ish indie dyer. She's from the Cleveland area, and this is on her Erie singles base, which is a single yarn. So I just realized I forgot to talk about the sweater I'm wearing today. This is my Advent sweater from last year using the Gales Art Sock Blank Advent. So this is the So Faded pattern by Andrea Mowry. This is the 3rd one of those sweaters I've knit. I love the pattern. It fits me so well, and it's a great pattern for fingering weight yarn. You can do a fade, you can do scraps, you can do random color blocking, or you could just do solid color, which I've done 3 of those for. So anyway, so that is that. Oh, I need to put the pattern back in there. The next WIP that I have is in my Honeybee knitting bag from Mitchell's Creations. She's an amazing dyer. She makes wonderful knitting bags, and I highly, highly, highly recommend you check her out. And I bought this sock blank from her a few years ago, and oh my god, you guys, it's gorgeous. I need to finish these soon. Look at this sock blank, and it's on sparkle. Look at that sparkle. She is very, very, very talented, and I highly recommend you check out her shop. But I was knitting some socks, toe up. I don't like toe up. I got all the way to the heel, put the contrasting heel in, didn't fit me right, so these will get frogged. And then I will knit me a couple pairs of shorties out of this sock blank. But guys, look at this. I need to pull these out and finish it because they're just so good. The contrasting color is Stroll Glimmer from Knit Picks. I don't know if they still have it. But oh, the spark. I need these. Like, I need these in my life ASAP. So she's fabulous. Definitely go check her out. She's one of my favorite dyers. And I don't know if she has a colorway name for that sock blank or not. It's her Fleur base, and it's one of a kind sock blank, so I got lucky with that because it is gorgeous. So there's my little Honeybee bag she made me. She's so, so sweet and kind, and I love it. So that is the first part of the WIPs. Those are all like my small bags. So moving on, we have, these are going to be some mittens. I can't remember the name of them. I know that they're like cabled mittens, and they're from Michelle Knit Pearl Hunter. She used to do like learn with me knit alongs where she would teach you new techniques. And I stole the needles out of this, and this is as far as I got. So this will be frogged and recasted on because I want these finished objects. A lot of people say, why don't you just frog them and use the yarn, repurpose the yarn? Because I want that yarn in that project. So I want to finish it. I just haven't gotten around to it. And this is Simply Worsted by Haiku. I'm not sure what colorway this is. They use color numbers instead of names. It's like a purpley blue. It's really pretty. But it is worsted weight, and so those, whenever I pick those out of the jar, should go rather quickly. And my next one, this is a bag by, I believe it's a Simpler Home. And it is, I don't know, I bought that. That was one of the first knitting bags I ever bought. This was another mystery knit along by Marinade Designs, and it was the Use the Force Binge MCal. This was, again, probably published in 2015-ish, because that's when I was like on an MCal kick. I don't even have a picture of what the shawl is supposed to look like, because I just had the mystery knit along directions. But this came out when the Star Wars, not reboots, but like the new series launched. And they've had like, what, 3 movies since then? So, and a TV show. It's been a while. So anyway, but this, I do remember this being a very fun knit. I don't have, again, not much done. This is fun because you knit short row wedges. So like you knit, like I'm working on this wedge over here, and when I'm done with it, I will slide the stitches to the other side and start working a new wedge going this way with the red yarn. So it's a lot of fun, and I remember really enjoying it. I used to be a huge Lorna's Laces Jimmy Bean Wools fan, so I'm using Lorna's Laces. And the, I think one's dark side, light side. The red and black is the dark side, and the blue and green is the light side. And it's on their 100% superwash merino wool base. So that one I thought would be fun to have at the premiere. Yeah, one of these days it'll get done. This one is in my beautiful bag from WTF Knitting. Levi, he had a bag update this year. He has more bags coming. Love his bags. And it's getting frogged. I think I have some ribbing done. So this is supposed to be the honeycomb pullover, and it's a Knit Picks pattern. It's not the Andrea Mowry one. If I can find, oh my goodness, it's kind of down in there. So this is getting frogged. It is, all I got done was the back part of the ribbing. It is the split hem, so you knit the front ribbing, back ribbing, you knit the front ribbing, and then you join it together. It's very heavily cabled. My taste have changed. This is one of the few projects that I will frog, because when I first wanted to knit that, it was really the only honeycomb type pattern out there for sweaters. But since then, there was like a whole honeycomb craze last year. Andrea Mowry has patterns. I think Hoey has pattern. There's many people. I know Stephen West has put the honeycombs in his patterns. There are many patterns out there to choose from, and this one no longer really fits my interest anymore, because I would rather knit the wool and honey one from Andrea Mowry. And I was using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, Marble Heather, worsted weight, 100% Peruvian Highland wool. It's very rustic, and it's soft. Most people are okay using it. I used to be okay until I started using more of the Indie Dyed Superwash blends, and now I have a hard time using this stuff. So what I've been doing is taking whatever yarn I have, and because I had bought a lot of it, because I had planned like 5 different sweaters and only knit one of them. If you've watched my podcast for a while, you'll have seen it, because I'm pretty sure I vlogged the whole thing at one point on YouTube. But I decided this yarn isn't for me as far as sweaters go, so I have been knitting a lot of charity hats. I know you shouldn't use 100% wool for charity hats, but I do tag it as 100% wool, and most of the places that I drop it off to don't really mind. Some of the charity hats I just dropped off, went to the VA. They help older VA citizens, and then they also help homeless veterans. So it's a little less strict on the rules behind 100%, well, not 100% rules. So these will probably get made into hats for them, and then I'll buy some acrylic to make charity hats for the homeless shelter. But which actually I've already bought. I just bought some superwash to make some for the homeless shelter. But anyway, neither here nor there. This is getting frogged. All of this yarn will be repurposed, and I will put this bag off to the side for one of my future projects. In fact, I'm going to set this aside so I can go ahead and move that to the charity yarn pile and be done with that one. I do not frog things. It's a good feeling to finally make the decision to frog. So this is a Knit Pearl Hunter knit along. This was called Wandering Moon. It is a scarfy shawl thing. And it is, this is super soft. So this is how much I have done. It's like one of those things where you knit the border, and it's a cabled border, and then you pick up stitches and knit the rest. So I think the longest part of the shawl will be the border. But I messed up the cable. Didn't cable right here. It was when I was very new to cabling. And this is all I have done. So this will get frogged and recasted on at some point. And the yarn is, let me find the tag. I know it's Skaxel, I can't say funny words. Skassel, I think. Anyway, it's by Haiku. It's the Riley base, which is a 50% baby alpaca, 25% mulberry silk, 25% linen. Clearly in 2015, I was really experimenting with different yarn bases because I have a lot of alpaca and silk blends and all kinds of stuff, which are really fun. This is a very drapey wool, and I really, really like it. But I have like a tried and true base that I like now that I normally gravitate to, which is like a basic 75-25 or 80-20 sock base. That's like my favorite. So there's that. Next, another wonderful knitting bag from WTF Knitting. He had gifted me 2 bags, said one's for a giveaway, and I kept them both because I had to. But don't worry, I bought another one for a giveaway. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't really remember. What the heck is in this bag? Okay. Guess what, guys? This is not a WIP. This is a project bag I need to clean out. I've got leftover yarn from a sweater and leftover yarn from my speckle pop. This is what I had knit my speckle pop out of. So I'm going to also set this aside. I got some needles in here. Probably have been looking for those. So that's not actually a WIP. That's just something I need to clean and organize. Go figure. And this shawl. This is one of the things I want done the most. But it is in the WIP jar. I'll pull it eventually. I have a bit of a like hem and haw with this shawl. So this is, oh my gosh, I have all these. Okay, I can't really show you very well, but I have 6 different colors of hedgehog singles here. I don't know what's what. I just know like this is like, because I got them in like these skein cozies because singles tend to fall apart. I think I have a tag for a skein cozy. Ooh, I have an extra skein cozy in here. It doesn't say who they're from, what company. I can't remember. I bought a bunch of them, and apparently they're all on the same. I forgot how much I really love these. I need to buy some fabric and make some because I really love them. So, squirrel moment. I got lots of these different skeins, different colors. I don't know what's what. I just know like it's like a color palette of amazingness. And I've got this one too that is, I haven't started using yet, clearly, because it's not a thing. So this is the yarn that I am using for my What the Fade, which, by the way, I love this shawl. I remember not wanting to put it down, and then I was knitting it right before Christmas, and then started Christmas knitting, and then I stopped. I put the shawl down, and then I was sad. So here it is. It's actually, it's hard to show you because it's on very short needles for whatever reason. But I'm actually almost done with it. I finished. It's so funny because when I first started knitting this, I'm like, oh, this is a ginormous shawl. But since then, Stephen West has released like patterns that are like quadruple this size, so this just seems so small now. But I had finished the brioche section. It's What the Fade by Andrea Mowry. And I had finished all that faded brioche. I'm going to show you both sides because it's different depending on what side you look at. Here's the other side, which is something I love about two-color brioche, is because it's different colors on both sides. And one's normally more dramatic and one's normally more subtle. But I am in the garter section. And I have two of, I believe, the 3 garter sections done. So I have 1 garter section left, and I cord bind off and some tassels to make, and this thing would be done. The problem, and let me see if I can find it, is that I had a drop stitch in the brioche section, and I picked it up, but I didn't pick it up right, and the inexperienced knitter in me at the time was okay with it. Since then, I've done a lot more brioche. There it is, right there. I think that's one of them. I think there might be a bigger one in here somewhere. If I have to look this hard to find it, I need to let it go. It's probably not as big of a deal as I think it is. Let's see. It's very, I think that's why brioche is so polarizing for people. It's a very easy to drop the stitch, and it's very difficult to fix the drop stitch. You can do it. There's a way to do it. I haven't quite mastered it to the point where like I'm amazing at it and you can't tell, but I mean, I've gotten better. And honestly, I don't know. Okay, so there's a couple places here. Oh man, there's one. Okay, this one is really bad. Okay, so I have a few like small sections that I could probably live with. Like this one right here, there's an issue there. I could live with that. There's a small one here. I could live with that. The problem area is right here where I clearly had dropped like an entire row of stitches. My needle probably came out and then I picked them up, and you can see where I try to fix it there. But you can't really tell on this side. It's not as obvious on this side. Very obvious on this side, which is the side I like more. Right here. And I am not able to just frog back to that section and start working from that section because it is brioche. If I were to frog this to fix it, I would have to frog all the way back to the beginning. So maybe let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Could wear it on this side. It's not as obvious. You can't really tell. But on this side, it's like I can just see it with my eyes. So I don't know. Somebody said if it's worth doing once, it's worth doing again. So I should probably try to do it. But we'll figure it out when I pull it from the whip jar. It's a problem for another day. But I do really love the pattern, and I don't think that you should be afraid of brioche because it's not difficult. It just is something that you have to really pay attention to and kind of take your time with. As long as you don't rush it and you pay attention to what you're doing, then it's actually fairly easy to do. The last whip I have is another dilemma that I need help with in the comments. So I started this sweater. This is the Waffles Pullover by Mina of Knitting Expat. And it's going to be hard for me to show you what I have done because the yarn's all tangled. Started this at Wool Gathering 2 years ago. Well, a year ago. Year and a half. Well, a year and a few months. And she has an interesting pattern construction. They're basically kind of like saddle shoulders. So I got a bit done on it. I'm using yarn that I dyed. And I had just started the waffle patterning on the sleeve. I really like it. The problem that I'm having is that my colors, I wanted to either have a fade or a color block look, and my colors are neither. These skeins are really bad. Sorry. They might, like, this is ridiculous. It needs to be rewound. Problem for another day again. So here's my colors that I have, and I haven't been able to figure out how to place them so that they're not too fadey, because it's not a fade, like it's not a good fade. So I can't really, I was thinking maybe like this with the two darker colors at the bottom and the two lighter colors at the top. And I was thinking about maybe doing something like this. I don't know. So I'm having a hard time figuring out where these colors should go. So this is the color I originally started with. I have no problem frogging it and starting with a different color as long as I have enough yarn for it. That's the problem. I don't know that I do, because different sections of the sweater take different amounts of yarn, and I only have so many skeins of each color. So I think this was the original way I was gonna knit it. If you think that I should still do this, let me know. If you think I should start with this color and go down to this color, I can. If you think that I should mix it up. So I would call this the light purple, light pink, the dark speckle, and the dark tonal. So let me know what order you guys think that those should go in, because when I eventually get to working on this, whenever that might be, I'll be rewinding everything because it's a hot mess, and then reconsidering the order the yarn goes in the sweater. But they're just some one-of-a-kind colorways that I had dyed before wool gathering last year that I really liked. So, but I really, the yarn is so soft, and the pattern was fun to knit. It wasn't difficult at all, and I really look forward to picking this one up again eventually. So that is it. That is my Parade of WIPS revisit. That's all the things that I have on the needles, plus what I had already showed a few days ago. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I will see you guys later for some vlogs. Bye. I was cleaning up, but I have one more WIP that I hadn't shown, and this is my stained glass blanket made all out of Honeybee Knits yarn that I dyed. I have about 4 squares out of probably 12 completed, so I thought I would show you the 3 squares I have up here. I have 1 square downstairs that I'm not going to show because I'm not going to go get it, but just kind of wanted to show you how this looks. And I just close my eyes, reach into a little basket of Honeybee Knits minis that I have, and pick out a square, a colorway for each square. So this is also something that I'm hoping to get finished in 2021.